So the first segment, we talked about who says it, right? Now we're going to talk about what is said. And this is the law of preparation. The law of preparation. You cannot deliver what you have not developed. You cannot deliver what you have not developed. Winston Churchill once said this regarding a rival opponent. He can be described as one of those orators who, before he gets up, does not know what he's going to say. When he is speaking, does not know what he is saying. And when he is sat down, does not know what he has said. In other words, that person was prone to winging it instead of working for it. Whether through arrogance or indifference, that's what many speakers do. The reality is that without proper preparation, communication does not soar, it simply falls flat. Tom Maxwell tells a story about his first job or his first opportunity to pastor a church. And his routine would be, it took about 20 hours for him to work on his Sunday sermon. One week, things happened. He only had 2 hours to prepare for his sermon. So that Sunday morning, he was a little apprehensive. He didn't think it was going to work out. But as it turned out, it was fine. Everybody accepted it. No big deal. He did a phenomenal job as usual. And everybody was cool. So the thought occurred to him, I can just wing it. I can not do 20 hours a week and just do this 2 hours and I can still be okay because the church was accepting of it, right? Jim Rohn, who is a leadership speaker, said, you cannot speak that which you do not know. You cannot share that which you do not feel. You cannot translate that which you do not have. You cannot give that which you do not possess. To give it and to share it, and for it to be effective, you first need to have it. Good communication starts with good preparation. So needless to say, John Maxwell decided not to wing it. He would continue to work for it. But I can share a story that years ago when I first started speaking masonically, for the most part, being asked to bring remarks to various things, I was that guy. I was that guy. I might jot a note or two down, but I was prone to wing it. That was me. My wife would say, what did you say? I don't remember. And she didn't believe me, but I didn't remember. Whatever was on my mind at the time, I got up, I said it, they clapped, good job, I came home. It worked. Minimal preparation. I was winging it. How many of us experienced that before? It happens. It happens. A time when you thought someone, or you thought communicating would be simpler, you said to yourself, you got it. I got this. I got this. You thought it would be short and sweet. But how many times has it happened when you fell into that trap? John Maxwell says that a communicator's arrogance or indifference is his crutch. Arrogance, and I use that word, comes from having just a little bit of talent. A little bit of talent will make you arrogant. Talent tends to make people lazy or procrastinate. If you consider yourself even an okay speaker, consider yourself to have just a little bit of talent, you're prone to wing it. I've done it several times. a time where my wife and I were invited to a Martin Luther King program. Martin Luther King Day of Service. It was a community service breakfast. I accepted. We're going to this breakfast. About 4 days before the event, I was asked to introduce the keynote speaker. They want to be on the program. So, without even hesitation, I said, sure, no problem. I got this. I can do that. No problem. I literally spent about an hour researching the keynote speaker. It was Irvin Fryer, the good Reverend Dr. Irvin Fryer, former Philadelphia Eagle, keynote speaker. I know Irvin Fryer, I know that. No big deal. About an hour research on his resume, looking up online. I'm good, I got this. The morning comes, it's a cold day. It was probably like in the mid-teens. It was freezing that day. Freezing. I ain't even wear a coat. It was too cute to wear a coat. No big deal. Just hopping out the car. Pull up to the parking lot. And I had to park. We dropped her off. I had to park way in the back. I'm like, dang, a lot of cars here. So I get out, shimmying up to the door. It's cold. I don't have no coat. I ain't got no hat. I walk in, cold. It's early in the morning. It's like 9 o'clock. So we probably just turned the heat on. So it's cold inside and outside. So I get in, it was a buffet breakfast. So I'm in line for the buffet. And the host saw me, comes over to me, we exchanged some pleasantries, and he hands me the program. Until you talking, cool. So I glanced at the program. I'm not introducing the keynote speaker, I'm introducing the master of ceremonies. So let me backtrack a little bit. I've spoken dozens of times, hundreds of times probably, and I've introduced people before. And every keynote person, that's normally at the end of the program. Now, you have a program, they do their charity, and then the keynote comes up and blesses everybody, going about the business. So my practice, I'm gonna sit through the program, write some notes on the program, I'm gonna absorb, I'm gonna be present, be in the moment. So when I get up there to introduce the keynote, I'll be ready. But now look at the program, I'm actually introducing the master of ceremonies. I'm first on the agenda after the prayer. I'm first. So I'm looking at that, I show, I'm like, yo, I am not prepared for this. I immediately lost my appetite. It wasn't cold anymore, now I'm sweating. I go sit down, I pull out these little notes, and now all of a sudden it looks like Chinese to me. And I'm like, oh my God. But okay, no. I got this. No, I get up there. I'm not gonna say I bombed, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't proud. I made this man a master. I done gave him Master Mason of the Year awards. Like, my mind was all over the place. And I say that to say this. I was waiting. I did not do my due diligence in preparation. Now, I could have prepared and not known that I was still going to be doing something different. But had I spent more than an hour putting something together, and I spent and gave it the attention that it deserved, and I'm not going to focus on me winning it, and more focus on the audience that was going to be receiving what I had to say, chances are I would have been better prepared, and I would have been able to make that adjustment a little more comfortably than what took place. So this preparation thing, it speaks to me, it speaks to my soul, and I am a victim of a person that is professional at winging. I used to. It takes one time to do it. It took one time for me to go someplace where I thought I was going to be it, and I was not it, and that never ever happened. True story. Right there. So So what is the benefit for working for it and preparing your communication? What's the benefit? Right? First of all, preparation gives you time to develop and refine your own preparation skills. It's like practice. Got practice to get the game. You can't go to the game without practice. Preparation is your practice. And sometimes you need to develop your preparation skills. In my mind, my preparation skill was I'm gonna get to the place, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna pay attention to the program, and I'm gonna have something to say at the end of the program. And it worked. But wasn't adequate. I wasn't as prepared as I should have been. So preparation allows you time to develop and critique and change and update and modify your own preparation process. Preparation allows you to grow in knowledge and understanding of your material while becoming more mature and experienced. The more you prepare, the more you practice, the better you become. I'm a coach, I'm a certified coach, I have clients. I tell my clients, prepare. When you finish, prepare some more. When you're done, prepare again. Prepare, prepare, prepare. You cannot be over-prepared. It doesn't mean beat yourself up in the head and stress over it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying develop a process for your preparation and prepare. The more prepared you are, the more capable you are at adjusting to things that come up. Case in point, we have technology issues. If I wasn't prepared, these technology issues would throw me off. How many times as a leader that you've been in a meeting may not have been as prepared as you should have been, and then something threw you off? Most of us in here are in attorney. How many times have you done your rework, thought you were prepared, until a distraction happened, now you got to start over again? Prepare, prepare, and then prepare some more. Preparation ensures that you give your intended audience your best effort. Again, I'll use that phrase. It's about adding value. If I shortchange my preparation, then I have limited my ability to add value to my audience, to my team, to my listeners, to my family, to my friends, to my group. Adding value, right? So prepare, prepare, and then prepare again. So the lesson is this: if you wing it, success is improbable. If you work for it, success is inevitable. Great preparation will help you to communicate effectively as much as it will help your audience to appreciate the message. See, when we're winging it, we're selfish. We think about what's in it for me. What am I getting out of it? And if you don't think you're getting much out of it, then that's why you're winging it. It's a subconscious decision that you haven't placed a lot of value on those that you're speaking to or the person that you're speaking on. And you don't see anything that you're getting out of it. You see it as a chore. And what do we do with chores? We want to get them over, done and over with. But if you look at it from the flip side as an opportunity for you to add value to whoever you're talking to, whoever you're engaged with, then it's not so hard to sit down and get it right. Preparation is key. Practice is paramount. is extremely necessary. But at the end of the day, it shows the people that you care. The old saying, that people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. If you show up ill-prepared, that means, to me, that you don't care about me. That's what it means. That's what I take from it. You show up late, that means you don't care about me. You don't have the materials you're supposed to have, that means you don't care about me. You shortchange the message, that means you don't care about me. Like I'm talking to my leader, like leader, you don't care about me. You didn't come prepared with the material that you said, it's because you don't care about me. Now the leader's not thinking that, maybe, but your actions, we talk about action, right? We're talking about being the example. That's what it says, right? Every time you communicate, the goal is to have two messages. The best message and the big message. Two messages every time you communicate. The best message, that's the message and the content that you have prepared for on paper. Right? That's your material. That was the message that was prepared for a specific occasion or for a specific time and place. That's the message that's intended to meet the needs of your audience and to improve their lives. So the best message today is effective communication starts. Effective leadership starts with effective communication. That's the best message for today. The big message is always the same. The big message is bigger than the content that's being delivered. The big message is intended to develop people ongoing. The big message answers 4 questions. What do you want people to see? What do you want people to know? What do you want people to feel? And what do you want people to do? That's the big message. What do you want people to see? I want you to see the possibilities. How we view things determine how we do things. We want to change our mindset from can I to how can I? Can I is filled with doubt, where how can I is filled with possibilities. When you prepare your message to communicate, do you see the people's possibilities? I see your possibilities. And as I prepare with your possibilities at the forefront of my mind. And do you help them to see their possibilities? That's the big question. Big question number 2, what do you want the people to know? Their value. Many people are beaten down and discouraged. They don't recognize their own value. You're probably the most wishy-washy person I've ever known. You're really not much of use to anyone, Charlie Brown. You're weak and dumb and boring and hopeless. Charlie Brown's best friend, Lucy. We constantly berating him, right? Too often that's what our speakers and our leaders and our communicators do to us. What shows us, them, that we're not valued. We want our people to see their value. When you're communicating, you want to feel valued. And as I'm communicating, I want you to know that I value you. If you don't walk away without that feeling, the communicator has failed. Action steps. How do you feel about yourself? Do you believe that you have value? Do you have something to offer others? Are you willing to believe that others have value? And are you willing to express it? If your answer is yes to those questions, then your preparation will transmit your communication. It will transform your communication. But only through your preparation can you answer those questions. Question number 3. What do you want them to feel? Empowered. Empowered. Many speakers feel that their purpose of their communication is to impress their audience. They come up, they dress up, and their goal is to impress you. But that's the farthest from the truth. The real purpose is to empower your audience. You want to empower your followers. You want to empower your listeners. You want to empower your team, your membership, your club, your organization, your church, your family. You want to empower them. Here's the difference. You don't want the audience to come away saying, wow, he's amazing. He's done some great things. Instead, you want the audience to come away saying, wow, that's amazing. I can do some great things. That's the difference. And when you put the focus on the team, they can come away with that. When the focus is on you as a communicator, and you come off looking like this amazing person, which is great, maybe you are, but it's not about you. You're not communicating for you. You're communicating for those who are listening. So how do you make people feel empowered? Well, you want to embrace everyone's potential. I believe you can do it. And I'm not saying that in a rah-rah type. I'm saying that because there's a roadmap, there's a process. I believe you can do it. You want to give people permission to succeed. You want to invite collaboration. One is too small of a number to achieve greatness. Collaboration is always preferred. You want to encourage people taking ownership. That's key. We have a lack of ownership taking, right? People need to hold themselves accountable for their results. And the beauty about the results is, once you achieve results, it's encouraging to continue to prepare. Right, we're talking about preparation, your level of preparation. Practice, right? Preparation is synonymous with practice. When you start to achieve the results and you see the result, then your preparation, your practice becomes easier. It becomes fun. In some regards, your preparation is better than the performance. I can attest to that. The time it takes to put material together to talk to people is way more rewarding than talking to people at the time. Because I'm in a learning process as I'm preparing. But then when it's time to present, That's way more rewarding than the preparation. Like it goes hand in hand. But only when you give each its due respect can you appreciate that. Question number 4, what do we want them to do? We want them to apply and multiply. Apply and multiply. You want to take the audience from know-how to do now. There's one thing to know how to do it. There's another thing to actually do it. You want to learn the difference between a motivational speaker and a motivational teacher. Motivational speaker, rah-rah, everybody's hype, guns blazing, balloons, confetti, poppers, music blazing, rah-rah, everybody's hype. Everyone feels good, emotions running high, tapping their passion. But after that feeling wears off, you get nothing but what you learned. I don't consider myself a motivational speaker. I don't. People ask me, you want to be a speaker? I don't think I fall into that category. Now, maybe what I say might be motivational. I will accept that. But I'm not a rah-rah guy. I'm not your hype man. I'm not the guy that can get up there with the pom-pom. That's not me. If you see me doing that, I'm not being authentic. That's not me. This next type, motivational speaker. A little less of the rah-rah, a little more instruction, direction, know-how. Teaching, instructing, demonstrating. So when you leave, feel good, feel okay. You have something that you're leaving with. You're leaving with enrollment. You're leaving with opportunity. You're leaving with direction that you can take and then improve your life. That is much more sustaining than the emotional high you get from motivational speakers. Motivational teachers have more substance. Motivational teachers don't have to be funny to get a punchline. They teach you some sound, common sense facts that you can develop and grow from. There's a difference. There's totally a difference. Preparation multiplies talent. Preparation multiplies talent. Practice isn't the thing that wants you good, it's the thing that makes you good. What's the difference between talent and skill? Talent is a gift, something that you're born with. Now, the greater the talent, the greater the potential. Talent does not come before a high skill without preparation and practice. So you have talent, with preparation and practice, you develop your skill. As we spoke before, arrogance steps in when you have that little bit of talent. And that arrogance can prevent you from preparing and practicing, which will limit your productivity and potential and your ultimate skill will be compromised. The saddest thing in life is wasting talent. It shows that you made a shape your life. It's a quote from Monster. I mean, you saw Monster. The more talent you have, the better you will be at the beginning. However, you're more tempted to rely on that talent alone, and more likely not to reach the full potential. Talent is good. We all know individuals that have talent, but for some reason or another, they didn't reach their potential that you expect. We know professional athletes, they're a very easy example. One of my favorite athletes, Alan Burks, still one of the greatest in my book. Yeah. Amazing talent, achieved great things, probably didn't reach his potential. Probably left the league a few years early because he didn't develop into a high level skill that he had. And there's others. There's people in the organizations that have talent. They don't want to prepare. They don't want to practice. They don't want to develop. You have leaders who communicate, talented leaders who communicate, but lack the preparation and the practice. So they don't meet their potential. We've all had a leader that we thought very highly of going through the ranks. And when we got to the time, to the point where they had to show and prove, we were disappointed. We didn't reach their potential. It goes back to the law of preparation. Preparation, prepare, prepare,